This is the man who is going to be in charge of making all this packed with talent, this roster actually tick over the season. You've got one or two riders who've moved on and one or two who you've added to the squad, Tim, as always.
Yeah, I mean, most of the move-ons were kind of, I felt they'd served their course with the team. I didn't get either what I wanted or I didn't think they fitted with where we were going. So we brought in riders that I felt we needed. Obviously, Charlie Tanfield is the only rider not here. He's going to Commie Games. He's already made a big impact this winter. We signed him back in July because I could see what was coming. So he's obviously a key signing. Alex, Andy are key strongmen that I felt we were missing, Tour Series, and just some of the big tough European races we're doing. We needed those guys. And then I've got a couple of young guys with Charles and Louis, both first year seniors, which is something I always do, take on a couple of first year seniors. So you've got to make room for them, obviously. But they're really bright talents. Louis won their national champs, so he's obviously good. Charles has had some good European results as well, so I'm really optimistic that they'll factor for us, as we've done across the last few years with Joe, Stevie Williams. We've been successful with first years, so hopefully we'll be successful again. Louis has already shown some great strength abroad this season. So yeah, we brought 5 in, moved 6 on. I'm really happy with the squad. I don't think I'd change much. Even if I had a chunk more budget, I wouldn't change the riders. I might do other things different, but we've got exactly what I want.
Excellent. Well, since you mentioned the name Louis, I wonder if I can have a quick word with Louis. I just had a cup of coffee with you downstairs, Louis. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the British Junior National Road Race Champion. Louis, that's some... Yeah, go on, exactly. Some results. I wasn't lucky enough to go and see that race, but talk me through it. I didn't actually realise until I was just told, but I should have realised, and forgive me for not knowing, that the rider who finished second in that race was a certain Tom Pidcock. It's not bad beating Tom Pidcock. I mean, how did the race unfold and what was the course like and how did you get the job done?
Well, the course was quite a hilly course, so I had 2 sort of major climbs. Breakaway got away and it had about 2 minutes at one point, so then I sort of decided that I had to sort of take it into my own hands and start chasing, because everyone was looking at each other. So I decided that I'd attack with 60k to go, and one of my good mates came with me. And luckily the race came to me, and a group of riders came to me, and then we worked together, managed to catch the breakaway up, and then on one of the final climbs, Tom attacked, and I managed to get with him, and then I sort of counter-attacked in the last UK, managed to get away solo to the line.
So that was you and Tom, and then you rode away from him in the end?
Yeah, well, Tom attacked with like 2.5k to go, and everyone was sort of struggling to catch him back, and then as soon as it sort of got back together and eased up, I just went from behind and just sort of counter-attacked them all, and they sort of looked at each other. Then I just managed to get a gap at that time and sort of rode to the finish.
So just sort of reading between the lines, a lumpy course suits you best? Is that where you see your future line?
Yeah, I feel like a flat course I can do it right on, but I feel like I sort of can sort of benefit from a climb. I can sort of split people up and weak riders get that back a bit easier.
And I mean, I hate to sort of like dwell on the rider who you beat into second place, but he makes so many headlines for himself, Tom Pidcock, multiple world champion in cyclocross. Is he an inspiration to your generation of young riders coming through, the amount of attention he's attracted?
I think he certainly sort of pushes the limit of everyone else behind him. I feel like sort of everyone that races him always knows that he's a favourite to go and win the race, and he is so good that people want to beat him that much. They train hard and they've got someone to look up to sort of race against.
Excellent. And what do you want to get out of the year of racing with these guys? What's your primary objective?
I also had a good season and get some good results in, and try and sort of do a good role for the team, and hopefully get some results for myself.
Tour Series?
Maybe not Tour Series. I'm not so good at the sort of short races, but I feel
stage races maybe.
Yeah, hopefully stage race with some climbs in it. That'd be good for me.
Excellent. All right, let's have another round of applause for the British National Road Race Champion. Just while we're talking about young riders, Harry, can you just step forward a second? Harry Tanfield, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Tanfield is now no longer the young Tanfields to get excited about, because it's all about your brother these days, isn't it, Harry?
Yeah, now that he's world champion, yeah, I guess he's hands down better than me now.
No, listen. You're off to the Commonwealth Games shortly, so's your brother. How's that going to divide in terms of what are you going to be competing in?
Yeah, Charlie's going out there, well, he's gone this weekend, he flies tomorrow, and I go next week. I'm just doing the road TT and the road race, but Charlie's doing the track stuff first, and then doing the TT after that. So yeah, it's just trying to get all the bikes sorted and get everything sorted to get out there. Yeah.
Good stuff. And for those who haven't seen you race as much as we'd like to, both of you, how do you differ and what are your similarities?
I think Charlie's. I mean, this year I've done a lot of track as well, so I don't really know about the road race, to be fair. I've only done one so far this year. Charlie's got good gas. Like he's going to be strong. So yeah, we're pretty much the same, really. Same sort of riders. Hopefully, I don't know. I think I'll put him away in the sprint still, but I don't know. He's got better IP in him than me.
And where do you see your, it's like 5 years from now, where do you see your career, in an ideal world, if everything goes your way, sort of developing to, Harry?
Not sure really. Just want to get the best results I can this year. Obviously UCI races are big goals and...
road, for you?
Yeah, on the road. I've enjoyed it the track this winter, but yeah, the road is the priority. For Charlie, obviously, he's doing well on the track, and if you can get a GB, it's a good thing to get into, especially with the Olympics coming and stuff. So if his focus turns that way, then that's probably good for his development, and I'll just stick sort of to the road and get the results from there.
Very good. Finally, how irritating is it to have a two-year younger brother who's stealing all the headlines from you at the moment?
No, it's all right. I mean, fair play. he's strong, and he's worked really hard, so you're getting what you put out of it. So I think it's fair dues. So.
Excellent. All right, thanks very much, Harry Tanfield, ladies and gentlemen. James, where's James? James, come forward, young man. James Mosley-Williams, who's been a big part of this team for a couple of years now. James, yeah, I mean, talk us through last year, because it seemed to me that every opportunity, as an individual, but also as a team, it was almost in the DNA of the team. You tried to get on the front foot, you tried to disrupt races, you tried to be very attacking and not just recede into the pack. Was that very much part of the philosophy last year?
Yeah, I think we wanted to go out and show the jersey off and attack races and not be kind of another number in the race, but really kind of race from the front and be aggressive. And that's kind of the emphasis for what the team is there for. We're here to make a name for ourselves and really go out and see what we can do. And I think we did that with breaks and attacks, and yeah, we made things exciting, I think.
It's brilliant to be invited, as you would have been enormously disappointed not to be, back to the Tour de Yorkshire, which I think, as in terms of the stage races, I think you were able to make a real impact on that race last year, weren't you?
We did phenomenally that race, and I'm hoping we can better that this year. But yeah, we went with a kind of like a clean slate with a new team, and yeah, everyone did it phenomenally. We got in the break first day, and then Harry and Dex got in the next breaks the next couple of days, and then Opie up there in the podium on the second stage. So, I mean, it was a phenomenal day, and I think yeah, the British crowd really got behind us, and no, it was really good. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting in the team, because we've got a really strong squad. So, I hope we can make the team this year and then have another good crack.
It's going to be quite a bit of competition to get. It's a 7-man team, isn't it, this year, I think?
Yeah, it's a 7-man team, and we've got some incredibly strong blokes behind me. That, yeah, it's going to be difficult making the squad, let alone doing the race. I think the hardest part is just making the squad. But yeah, no, we're good. Yeah.
And how does your role within the team break down, James? You're no longer one of the young pups still coming through, are you? A bit of a slightly more senior role now these days.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in the game a fair while now, starting with UK Youth, and got 7 years at this level now, so I feel like I'm a bit of an old dog at the game now.
7 years? Is it really?
Yeah, 7 from UK Youth 3 years, and then NF2 3 years, and but no, I feel like I'm helping the younger guys. I've still got Opie with me, kind of, focusing on like that captain kind of role, and I worked with Rob a bit last year, and kind of worked out what he was doing on the road captain side. So I'm hoping to kind of do more of a road captain kind of role, and try and show the kind of younger guys which way to go. And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to help develop and yeah, see what I can do, put back into the sport a little bit as well.
Brilliant, James. Wish you all the best in that role. Tim's nodding his head. Let's just have a word, if I can, with Chris and Andy, new to the team, Andy Tennant. Chris Opie and Andy Tennant, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Andy, welcome to the team. You've ridden, wow, blimey, how many years at this level now on the road? It must be, I mean, James is talking about 7, I would reckon it's probably 8 or 9, is it for you?
Yeah, in Britain since 2009, so nearly 10 years now. I think I'm the oldest in the team, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's a a bit worrying, but never mind. I like to be I still remember being the young dog in the team with Rob Hales being my mentor. So yeah, it's being the oldest guy is not something I really like, to be honest.
What's Rob Hales? Blimey, that's going back a few years, isn't it? What is your, where do you see sort of 2018 being? What's your priority for the year, I guess, Andy?
Well, really, the winter's sort of been a bit of a write-off for myself. After Europeans, having concussion and being off the bike for sort of 6 to 8 weeks, sort of really wrote off my winter, which sort of redirected my goals. Obviously, the Tour Series is a big thing, and probably the first time I'm competing in for the last sort of 3 years. We did bits and bobs with Team Wiggins, but not really much. Obviously, I've won that in the past. So that's, I think, one of the big aims of the team, something that I've been brought in to try and help. There's some fantastic people here, Rory and Chris are fantastic sprinters, so with how it finishes with the top 3 placings, hopefully I can be that third man and third counter. Along with Harry and Charlie, we've got a fantastic team there. And then obviously there's Yorkshire and Tour Britain, which are the other 2 big highlights. But as Hank recognised quite earlier, it's going to be difficult to get into that team, with 7 riders. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. But the Tour Series is the first major focus, I would say, and that's what I'm training for, probably ahead of Yorkshire.
Yeah, well, with that in mind, Chris, I mean, I think it's only about 4 weeks now until Yorkshire, and then straight off the back of that, the Tour Series kicks off. You're a veteran of almost as many Tour Series as Andy, I would have guessed, down the years. And as far as I remember, Jack Puller won in Aberdeen last year. That was a terrific result. And as a unit, it looked like you could go perhaps even closer this year to actually winning the overall.
Yeah, I think we started off really, really well last year, and we just had some bad luck on the second round, or bad riding from Moldy. And then the third round, the rain, it's just a nightmare from there. If it carried on as it started, I think we would have won the team time trial as well if Harry had put himself in a box. But we've learned from all of those things last year, so going forward it'll make it a lot easier. And you've got Andy and you've got Alex now as well, who are both great riders in that sort of race, so it'll make it kind of much more intuitive on the road. Like, you won't have to communicate so much. It will just happen because everyone knows how to do it. So that'll be good.
How's the motivation, Chris? Because obviously you spent a couple of years ago, you were riding at a higher level, when one pro were riding at a pro continental level, and you were getting invitations to, I don't know, I saw you out in Dubai, didn't I, mixing it with the World Tour teams. Is it tough to take that, if you like, step down again and go again and reboot and keep motivated?
Do you want me to cry on stage?
Yeah, but no. I mean, how is it sort of like dropping back and finding your legs at this level again?
Yeah, it's a challenge. To be really honest, I know that I belong in those sprints at that level. I've proved that throughout my career. So as long as I get the opportunity to do those races, it's brilliant. And then at this level, I get to spend more time with my kids, my wife at home. So it's got like a good, healthy balance to it. Whereas if you race at just at pro conti level, like at this time of year, you would have already done 20 races. It's a lot of days away from home. So it's all about balance, really.
Yorkshire, does that sort of, I mean, I don't know, it's a 7-man team. I don't suppose Tim has told you who's in the team yet, but assuming you're going to be there, it's a little bit sprintier than previous editions, isn't it? Just looking at it, there might be 2 days where it comes down to a bunch sprint. So, big target of yours?
Yeah, I've got a 3rd and a 4th place to improve on, so that's the main goal at the moment, really.
Fair enough. Wish you all the best. Anything you want to add, Andy? No? Okay, fair enough. All right, well, I could talk to them all, and we could talk to them all day, but let me just offer you the opportunity to put your hand in the air if there's any questions you want for any of these guys. We've got world champions on the stage, future world champions on the stage, decent riders. Any questions? Yeah. Shout it out. Which events are you looking forward to? Shall I just pick a rider at random? Yeah? Who hasn't spoken yet? Who, yeah. You've been nominated. Which event are you looking forward to most?
I enjoy some like the under-23 races over in Belgium, so like more Van Koningslo or some of the other 1.2s, 1.1s that we've done, like Het Hageland and races like that. Forward to.
Gnarly stuff. Het Hageland is that mad one, isn't it? That goes through almost like the narrowest roads in Belgium and down people's back gardens and things like that.
It's like the Belgium equivalent of the Rutland Cycle Classic one. So it's yeah, I enjoy that sort of thing. So those things I look forward to.
Is that where you'd see your future lying, ideally, and kind of like doing more and more racing abroad?
Yeah, I just enjoy the sort of style of racing out there. It seems to suit me quite well. I enjoy just the speed of it, and it's not too hilly, but you know, like you can get a really, really grippy day out there, and then you know, it's it suits me okay.
Thanks very much. I'm going to ask the same question if I can to Jack. Jack, can you just come forward? What are you looking forward to most this year, Jack?
Again, like the other lad said, if I make the Tour Yorkshire place, then probably that. Aside from that Tour Series, and towards the end of the year, some of the hillier prems, so it goes to them.
Does anyone actually look forward to the Tour Series? Is it possible to look forward to the Tour Series? It's brutal, isn't it?
I mean, a lot of people say they don't look forward to it. They call it the Tour Series, but it's not anymore. Like, I think if you actually do the Tour Series and you do well in it, then you enjoy it. I think if you're not going well, or you're not on a good team that doesn't do well in it, then I can see why you won't enjoy it. But for all those lads, we do quite well, so I think we'll enjoy it.
So for those of you who might need a bit of reminding or didn't notice it the first time, last year the Tour Series went to Aberdeen, which is the furthest north it's ever been, and it was 22 degrees and bright sunshine, and Jack Puller won the stage, and the team, what did the team finish? Were they kind of like, won the stage as well? So the individual and the win. Your 52nd attempt, or something like that?
Basically in the round, I was on James and Harry's wheel through the whole race, and then it was me versus one of the one pro lads at the end, so luckily managed to come around them, so yeah, it was good for the team.
So a bit more of that would suit you all right with it?
I hope so, yeah.
Thanks very much, Jack. Tim, can I just round things off then with one more word from you, unless there's any more questions? Nope. So Tim, I mean, how difficult, cycling constantly scratching its head and trying to work out how to keep the financial model stable and move forward, and it's all, I know it's very, very difficult, even at World Tour level it's difficult. How difficult is it at continental team level just to keep these guys, in a job, and to keep the whole thing on the road as a show? You've been involved in the continental sort of circuit now for, 5-6 years, something like that? I mean, how tough has it been?
It's very tough. I mean, it's great if you can find an individual sponsor like JLDT successfully did, who signed a multi-year deal and honour the deal. We battled hard in the early days to get sponsors. Last year I thought I'd cracked it with Bike Channel. We had a multi-year deal, and of course they went broke last season, which made it very difficult for us.
They still owe me a few quid as well, by the way, but we'll gloss over that.
They still owe me a bloody lot. Yeah, so I mean, having emptied my own piggy bank to make sure I pay the lads, it makes it difficult, because it also means you're looking at the wrong time of year. So we've already started looking for 2019 now. This year we are underfunded compared to most, and it's a constant effort. But that says you have to deliver the job on the day, because that's what's going to get the sponsors anyway. It's difficult in the UK. I think there's people not looking at the sport as favourably in some cases you like, but when you go to Belgium, Holland, it's really healthy. And some of the Dutch series we do are very, very good, very well attended, and you think to yourself it's going to be easy to find a sponsor. So Tour Yorkshire is obviously fantastic, massively well attended, and great for sponsors, same as TOB. Some of the British series, I think needs a little bit of work. But yeah, I think if you've got planning, it's not the end of the world. Our problem this year was the fact that I didn't know I needed a title sponsor until mid-September, which, when you're looking for lots of thousands, is very difficult to find at the late in the game. So it's difficult, but it's a challenge that everyone faces, and it's a challenge that we're working on for 19. Now, unfortunate, when it went sticky for me, all the guys stuck by me, and we managed to keep what I consider, as I say, even if I'd had a massive sponsor, I wouldn't have changed this setup. I would change how we've done some things up to this point in preparation for the season, but it wouldn't change the guys I've got here. So fortunately, they're all here because they want to race bikes and win races, which is exactly why I do it. I don't do it because I want to line my pockets. I want to see these guys further themselves and move on to World Tour teams. And they're only going to do that by doing a good calendar and racing hard, and we've got a good calendar and we will be racing hard. So that side of the fence is good. And I'll do what we intend to do, which is keep young guys moving forwards, and hopefully at some point other people will see that and we'll be able to do slightly more stability.
And just finally, the same philosophy as you showed on the road last year applies this year, doesn't it? Get stuck in, get on the front foot and show your colours. Yeah,
I mean, obviously I race myself, that's how I raced. Everyone knows any team I've had, I set it up in that way. I can't stand anyone dictating to me. We'll control our race and do the best we can. and that involves getting on the front foot, and I decide how I feel the race is best attacked, and we'll go at it that way. The guys believe in the way that I set us up, and we do it, and it acts for an exciting race. It's why we've been popular in Belgium and Holland, because we get out there in the breaks, we get out there on the front foot. We're not afraid to have a go in the last 20k of the big point H season stuff. So it'll be exactly the same. We'll get on the front foot. I think we've got slightly more depth this year, so some of the bigger races where we might have run out of steam by being on the front foot in the back end. I've got guys that have done a decent calendar last year, which will help them this year. We've got experience in those races for this year, and I think the same approach with slightly stronger guys and a bit more experience will actually result in some more results at the bigger races as well.
Excellent. I wish you all the best. I wish all of you lads all the best on the roads, and I'm sure I'll see you in action in a month or so in Yorkshire. Whoever gets selected, good luck to you all. In the meantime, please put your hands together and show your appreciation for Eisberg Canyon.